Hi everyone, my name is Virginia Duan, also known as Mandarin Mama. I host a podcast called the Noona Army Podcast, where I discuss the particular aspects and challenges of being a middle-aged BTS fan. I'm the entertainment editor for Mochi Magazine, as well as a freelance writer and the founder of BrAZN AZN, an intimate retreat for Asian Pacific Islander and Desi American creatives and influencers. Today, I wanted to address something pretty serious. I want to talk about why I chose to take down my Blackpink "How You Like That" reaction for their latest MV. I've written an article about this as well, and I posted on my site, and so that will be in the pinned comments. And many of the thoughts were helped crystallized by my friend Stella Wan Phelps. She was the previous Living Justice editor for Diverging Magazine, where I am now currently a co-editor for Living Justice. So if you're watching this, it means you're probably pretty familiar with K-pop and its reactions. And on Friday, Blackpink, which is a K-pop group, girl group, with YG Entertainment, released "How You Like That," and it's an MV for their latest comeback. It's the first comeback they've had in over a year. And at the same time, BTS released a comeback for Stay Gold. Not comeback, but their Japanese single, Stay Gold, and they released an MV for that. The reason why I point that out is because it will become important later. So I uploaded the reactions. I woke up at like 2 a.m. in the morning, or 1:45 a.m. in the morning, did my reactions for both, edited it, uploaded it. It took a long time because my internet is slow. And then I was about to go to bed, ended up doing some more filming for the channel, and then went to bed. When I woke up, my mutual friends who are also K-pop and BTS fans told me, like, oh, Twitter is like on fire because it turns out Blinks, which is Blackpink's fandom, and Desi Army, which is the BTS fandom for who happen to be Desi, there's a huge old fight. And so I'd like to just kind of address that. So several things. The main reason is because in Blackpink's latest video, "How You Like That," there were lots of offensive things to Desis and Hindus. And I learned for the first time, and to my incredible dismay, that, you know, Ganesha, I guess Lord Ganesha, was used as little more than a prop and just like background general aesthetics for this video. And he was put in a position of disrespect. He was put on the floor. People's feet were next to him, and there's lots of and then I guess Blackpink also danced on the floor, and there was an outline of Lord Ganesha on the floor. I want to make it clear that for the like non-zero amount of people who saw my original reaction video, I'd like to make it clear that I didn't understand the imagery. I actually didn't even see it, and I'm really, really grateful to Desi folks for speaking out about it and bringing it to our attention. I took down my reaction video because when we know better, we do better. Okay, my video was inappropriate, and it added to the collective body of harm done to Desi folks. As an East Asian and an East Asian presenting cishet woman, I know that in the past, Desi folks have been historically marginalized within APIDA, which is Asian Pacific Islander, Desi American spaces, and then America in general. We have erased their experience from the Asian American narrative, so that for so many people, Asian Americans is only the Chinese, Korean, and Japanese experience. I did not know anything about Ganesha other than his general image, and I certainly did not know that there's specific sets of rules in regards to how and where to place Ganesha, how to treat the idol in your home as well as in life. So I really appreciate the many Desi and Hindu folks on Twitter who spoke out about Blackpink's video. And they spoke out to much ridicule and doxing and further disrespect from fans, especially Blinks, who are doubling down on their group's behavior. So here are, just a few. I'm sure if you just go on Twitter, you'll see it. So why are Desi Army being attacked by Blinks? Now, before I continue, here is some general context about Blackpink and BTS. One, Blackpink's last comeback was in April 4th, 2019, so it's been over a year. Two, according to YouTube, BTS's last comeback video on debuted with 43.8 million views in the first 24 hours, and that's according to YouTube. And that's the 7th largest debut in YouTube history. Now, Blinks really wanted to stream and beat not only On, but also BTS's latest video that was released at the same time, Stay Gold, which is their Japanese single. And then also, Blinks and ARMY have a history of fighting on Twitter. Full disclosure, obviously I'm a BTS stan. I have a podcast for it. I love BTS. But also, I do actually like Blackpink's music. And I think fan wars in general are kind of dumb. So I think there's space for multiple things. There's totally space for both groups. So many Blackpink fans have been dismissive, telling Desi BTS fans to shut up, and that the only reason that Desi Army is calling out Blackpink is because they want Blackpink to fail and that they're BTS stans. And they've continued to insult Ganesha, as well as the Hindu religion, as well as the people themselves. And then a lot of Desi armies have experienced being hacked or attempted hacking, being doxxed, and then just insulted and threatened in general, especially when Desi Army or Desi fans have trended the hashtag YG apologize, Blackpink apologize, my culture is not your aesthetic, and are calling for YG to remove the video, remove the offending portions of the video, and then re-uploading. And the reason why that's a problem is because when you remove a video and re-upload it, you lose all the streams, you lose all the likes, you lose all the views, you lose all the minutes and the hours that count towards your channel. And so, yeah. So in case this is not obvious, that kind of behavior is vile. When you injure somebody, whether on purpose or not, you listen to them, you listen to the person you've injured, you apologize, and then you repair the wrong if possible. Doxing, hacking, and threatening Desi folks goes beyond the normal, like, kind of usually good-natured, like, fandom ribbing of one another, okay? And they've changed it into something like incredibly traumatizing and unacceptable. And if the K-pop community wants to take credit for, resisting the lie of white supremacy, sending in fan cams to crash police apps and, supporting Black Lives Matter and just resisting white masculinity and rooting for Asians in media, then caring for our Desi siblings must be seen as part of that process. And so many Desi folks have shared on Twitter. I mean, even just a cursory search, you can see that so many Desi folks have shared about how that's insulting, how they feel alone, unheard. Like, once again, this is K-pop appropriating their culture and religion and just not giving a crap about them. And K-pop in general, let's be real, is notorious for consistent and constant cultural appropriation, not just of the Desi culture, but of Black culture. Okay, so how can folks support Desi fans? One, listen and include Desi folks in the conversation. So the silencing and erasure of Desi folks, both in the US and Asia at large, and many parts of Asia, is a real thing, and not including Desi's people in the conversation, such as using their iconography from India, and not including any Desi folks in the creation of the Blackpink video, while appropriating their culture is part of colonization. Okay, and then two, give space for the anger and grief of Desi fans, amplifying their voices and asking Blackpink to be accountable for this video. There's lots of trending hashtags, mainly YG apologize and my culture is not your aesthetic. And then many folks have also been emailing YG Entertainment. And three, educate yourself about Desi culture. Look, no one is expecting Blackpink or Koreans or Korean entertainment companies or people in general to know everything about everyone. But if you're going to be using something that you vaguely know is part of someone's religion or like an idol or something that's important or a god, then Google, it exists. Ignorance is not a pass, okay? I knew very little about Ganesha prior to this whole incident. I only knew kind of what he looked like. I didn't even know what kind of god or what religion. I just kind of recognized what what Ganesha looked like. Okay? But you know what? Within like 5 minutes of searching on Google, I found out so many things about Ganesha that really didn't take that long for me to find out. And, you know, I will link also to a video that I found within like 3 clicks. I found videos, this video in particular, but there's so many videos telling, or like articles on how to properly treat and place Ganesha. Okay? So it's not that hard. Like, it's not that hard. All right? And then 4, shut up and listen. Look, if you are not Desi or Hindu, and especially if you are a white K-pop fan, you don't get to tell Desis and Hindus how they should feel about the Blackpink video. You were not harmed. You do not get to say anything. And if K-pop fans really are going to get a reputation or want that reputation for pushing back against the lie of white supremacy and anti-blackness, then we have to do the work. And you know what? It's hard, okay? It's hard to admit we're wrong and that we made a mistake. But you know what's harder? Living in a world and loving a thing like music or K-pop that constantly says through its fans, its artists, and its companies, and its actions that you, your family, your religion, and the things that matter to you, the things that you believe are not important. That is far more harmful. And that your pain doesn't matter. So let's listen to our Desi siblings. Let's apologize and hold one another, including the groups that we stand, accountable. Thank you for listening.